My daughter has a friend, a 13-year-old female, who has been going through some health issues that I don't want to put here. A's mum passed away when she was little, so it's just her and her dad. Since he has started dating his girlfriend, we'll call her C, A's needs have been pushed to the side a little and he's just not noticed that A has been struggling. She's doing better now after getting the help she needed. However, A's hair has been extremely matted as it had not been brushed for months. I had been hiding her hair under hats and hoods at home and trying to disguise it at school in buns. She stayed over at the weekend, and I only found out about her hair when they came downstairs after getting a comb stuck in A's hair trying to fix it. I comforted A, as she was ashamed about her hair, but had hoped that she and my daughter could fix it. My daughter convinced her to tell me about it, as she had been scared to say anything to anyone, as she thought she would be judged as her dad's girlfriend has made comments about her appearance when she was going through her health issues. When A was going through her issues, I made it clear to her and my daughter that our home is a judgment-free zone, and if she ever wanted to come to me or my husband for help, then she would get it. A then asked for help detangling her hair. So that's what I did. We put on some films and worked on detangling A's hair. It took hours, but it was doable. When A went home on Sunday, her hair was completely detangled and neatly braided into 2 Dutch braids. She was happy and thanked me for helping with her hair. Then Monday I got an angry phone call from C because she was meant to be taking A to get her hair cut due to how matted her hair was. Apparently, C and A's dad had noticed how bad it was, and C had told me that she would get it sorted. C is mad because the salon they were going to had charged her a cancellation fee for cancelling the day of the appointment. C wants me to pay her back for the cancellation fee, as it's my fault for fixing A's hair when they were going to get it cut out. I told her that I wouldn't be paying it, I just did the right thing by A instead of going to the extreme option straight away. C then said that A was no longer allowed to be friends with my daughter and they would sue me for the cancellation fee. It was $60, half the cost of the cut. My daughter told me that A knew about C wanting to cut her hair and A didn't want the haircut, which is why she went to my daughter for help. A, like my own daughters, has long hair, so cutting the matted hair out would have meant her losing well over half of the length of her hair. Am I the idiot for brushing out A's hair so she avoided getting a drastic cut? Update. This got more attention than I thought it would. I would just like to clarify a couple things. 1. While I am not going to go fully into A's health issues, the matted hair is the result of a depressive episode. Once things got better, she was just very embarrassed by the state her hair was in, but didn't know how to fix it, so she hid it and it got worse. She is able to brush and wash her hair when she's okay. 2. A isn't being neglected by her dad. He knows he hasn't been the best dad to A and is trying to be better when it comes to her. Since A's health issues, he has been seeking help. I'm not going to report a man who I can see is trying to get better as a parent. As dad, I'll call him Jay, came round earlier as he wanted to talk to me. A and C had gotten into a shouting match yesterday because of the cancelled appointment. C had told A that she wasn't allowed to see my daughter anymore until I paid the money I owed. This was news to Jay, and A told C that she was going to continue seeing her friend. A also told C that she hated her, and that if anyone was going to take the place of her mum, it would be me, because I care about A as a person, not just her appearance. Jay wanted to know what had happened with A and why I owed C money. I explained it all to Jay, and he was horrified to learn that C was going to cut A's hair short instead of helping her. He had been under the impression that the appointment had been to get her hair detangled and wouldn't have consented to A getting a big chop. He hadn't realised how focused C had become on A's appearance with her hair. He told me that he wasn't going to stop A coming around as he knows how important my family is to her. When her mum died and he fell apart, we provided the stability they both needed. I told Jay that A is always welcomed here and she knows it, but it's her dad that she needs. She needs him to be there for her and to support her through whatever she is going through. Having her dad will mean more to her than having me there. Jay agreed with this, and that he knows he's not been the dad that she needs and is going to try and be better for her. He's asked if I could recommend a family therapist who could help them, and I gave him a few names. Since A started going through her issues, Jay has stepped up. He's not the same dad that he was when they started, but he does still have a way to go to be Dad of the Year. Since speaking with Jay, I've had angry texts from C, furious that I went behind her back and spoke with Jay when she was dealing with the issue. In the string of angry texts she sent me, she said horrible things about myself, A, and my daughter. I'm not engaging with her anymore, she's a walking red flag. I screenshot them before blocking C and sent them to Jay's work phone. Jay gave me his work number when he started dating C because she had been screening and deleting messages before he saw them. She doesn't have access to his work phone. My daughter has been messaging A, making sure she is okay, and she will be coming to stay at the weekend as she doesn't want to be at home when C collects her stuff. I'm not sure what is going on with that relationship, nor do I want to know, but it does sound like Jay is finally putting A first. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1, if this is real, what the heck? If A's hair was that bad, it is clear child neglect. not the idiot for being a kind soul to your daughter's friend. You provided care when this girl didn't have someone else. C did not have to cancel the appointment at a salon because the hair was no longer matted. She chose to. Comment 2. Not the idiot, and when they say they are going to sue you, you can remind them that that means they are going to stand in front of a judge and admit that they neglected her so badly that her hair was matted enough that it needed cutting. Now for the update. Thanks for all the comments and support on my last post. It's been a whirlwind of a week, and I've got quite the update for you all. After the whole hair incident, things escalated pretty quickly. A's dad Jay came over to my house to talk about the situation. He was completely unaware of the haircut plan and was shocked to find out that C had intended to chop off A's hair. He assured me that he values the relationship between our families and that he wouldn't let C dictate whether A could see my daughter or not. Jay and I had a long conversation about A's well-being. He admitted that he hadn't been the best father he could be, but was committed to changing that. He asked for recommendations for a family therapist, and I provided him with some contacts. It was clear that he was taking steps to improve his relationship with A and to be more present in her life. Meanwhile, C was not happy. She sent me a barrage of angry texts, blaming me for interfering and saying some really nasty things about A, my daughter and me. I didn't respond to her messages. Instead, I took screenshots and sent them to Jay's work phone, which C doesn't have access to. I then blocked C from my phone. I didn't want to get dragged into any more drama. My daughter has been in touch with A throughout the week, making sure she's doing okay. They've been chatting and supporting each other, and it's been a relief to see their friendship remain strong despite the tension. The weekend came and A stayed over at our house. She seemed much happier and more relaxed than I'd seen her in a while. It was a good break for her, especially since C was supposed to be picking up her belongings from their house. I didn't ask for details, but it was clear that Jay was making changes at home, prioritizing A's needs over C's demands. During her stay, A opened up about how much she appreciated the support from my family. She said that having people who cared about her and didn't judge her made a huge difference in her life. It was a touching moment, and I reassured her that she would always have a safe space with us. On Sunday evening, Jay came to pick up A. He looked different, more determined and focused. He thanked me for taking care of A and for being a positive influence in her life. He also mentioned that he had scheduled their first therapy session and was hopeful about the future. As they left, I hugged me tightly and whispered a thank you. It was a simple gesture, but it meant the world to me. I watched them drive away, feeling a sense of peace knowing that A was in good hands and that her relationship with her father was on the mend. The week had been stressful, but it ended on a high note. A's hair was still neatly braided, her friendship with my daughter was as strong as ever, and her relationship with her father was improving. It was a reminder that sometimes stepping in and offering help can lead to positive changes, even in the face of adversity. So, that's the update. A is doing better, her dad is stepping up, and C is out of the picture. It's been a tough journey, but seeing A smile and knowing she feels loved and supported makes it all worth it. Now for the comments. Comment 1. Oh honey, you're not the jerk hair salon here. You detangled a whole mess that's not just about hair, it's about caring. C's got her knickers in a twist over a few bucks when you've been out here playing fairy godmother with a comb. Stick to your braids and block that static noise. Comment 2. You're definitely not the idiot. If C's so tangled up in this, maybe suggest mediation to sort out the snarls. Keep records of her demands and your refusals, just in case she tries to escalate. And kudos for recommending therapy to Jay. It's the real deep conditioner this family needs. Now for the next story. I'm engaged to my fiancée Meg. I own a large home. Meg spends most of her time at my place, but technically still has her own. We are in the process of moving her in with me this fall. Since my place has a lot of room and Meg's doesn't, I agreed to host her family from out of town for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be blunt. I do not like Meg's family. They are all extremely conservative, conspiracy theorists, low-key racists, and a woman's place is in the kitchen types. Meg is very different from them but is close with them. She hasn't seen them in a year, so I agreed that they could stay at my place for the holiday because I can usually tolerate them enough. Wednesday morning, Meg's parents arrive and things are fine. A few hours later, Meg's sister gets here. I have a dog named Lucy. This is my dog, not Meg's dog, and not our dog. I had her for years before Meg was around, and Meg is not a big fan of dogs, although she likes Lucy. I was in the bathroom when the sister pulled into the driveway. Meg's mum calls to me and says, I'm going to let Lucy out front to say hi to Meg's sister. To which I explicitly said, no, don't do that. She needs to be on a leash and I should handle her. Give me a minute and I can come help, but leave her inside. I know she heard me because she said, okay. 2 minutes later, Meg comes screaming, saying that her mum let Lucy outside and she ran away down the street. I ran out of the house and got in my car to drive after her, but I could never find her. I drove all around my neighbourhood and adjacent neighbourhoods trying to find her all day, but I just couldn't. She had my number on her collar, but I was terrified she was gone or got hit by a car or something. Meg drove around in her car some throughout the day too, but her parents and sister did nothing. They just spent the day alone at my house. I went home and slept, and then resumed the search in the morning on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. I continued searching and got a call in the afternoon that someone found Lucy. I went and got her, and she was a mess. She had several bite marks and was bleeding in several places. I think she got in a fight with a wild animal. I took her to the ER immediately, and they patched her up, and she will pull through luckily. But that process took a long time, so I didn't get home until Thursday night. Today I was exhausted and basically locked myself in my room with Lucy to watch her. Meg's dad knocked on my door and told me to be a man, and that the dog was back, and it was just a stupid dog, so who cares? I told them all to leave right now. Meg was upset and said they didn't have anywhere, and I said I don't care, but they can't be at my home. They eventually left after I threatened calling the cops. Meg left with them and texted that it was Rudy for offering my home and then kicking them out, and they made an honest mistake. I felt that her mom did not listen to what I told her, and Lucy needs quiet alone time to recover, and I never even got an apology. Am I the idiot? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Kicking them out was reasonable. Send them the bill for the vet. If they had apologized or expressed remorse, I would vote otherwise, but they clearly didn't care that they caused you such distress, let alone leading to the injury of an animal. They are sociopaths. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Dump Meg ASAP. Because if she can take her parents' side on this, where they are so spectacularly in the wrong, then she will always take their side over yours. This ends here. Now for the update. Hey everyone, I really appreciated the support from my last post. It's been a month since the Thanksgiving incident, and a lot has happened since then. I wanted to give you all an update on the situation with Meg, her family, and Lucy. After Meg and her family left, the house was eerily quiet. Lucy was still recovering from her injuries, and I spent most of my time nursing her back to health. She's a tough little dog, and thankfully, she's made a full recovery. She's back to her usual self, wagging her tail and following me around the house. I can't tell you how relieved I am that she's okay. Meg didn't talk to me for a few days after the incident. I was worried that this might be the end of our relationship, but eventually she reached out. We had a long, difficult conversation about what happened. She explained that her family felt terrible about what happened to Lucy, and that they were just too shocked to react properly at the time. She said they didn't mean any harm, and that it was all a big misunderstanding. I tried to understand where she was coming from, but it was hard to get past the fact that her mum directly ignored my instructions about Lucy. I told Meg that while I was glad Lucy was okay, I was still upset about her family's actions and their lack of apology. Meg seemed to understand, but she also made it clear that her family is important to her and that she wants to maintain a relationship with them. We agreed to put the incident behind us and move forward with our relationship. Meg has been spending more time at my place again, and we've been slowly moving her things in. It's been nice having her around, and it feels like we're getting back to normal. However, the issue with her family is still a sore spot. Meg has been talking to them on the phone, and they've been asking about coming to visit again. I'm not comfortable with the idea, but I also don't want to cause more tension between Meg and me. I've been avoiding the topic, but I know it's something we'll have to address sooner or later. To make matters more complicated, Meg's sister reached out to me directly to apologize. She said she felt terrible about what happened and that she should have been more responsible. She asked if there was anything she could do to make it up to me. I appreciated the gesture, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to forgive and forget just yet. Meg's parents, on the other hand, haven't said a word to me since they left. I don't know if they're waiting for me to reach out first or if they're just not planning to apologize at all. It's frustrating, because I feel like they're the ones who should be making amends, not me. Now, with the holidays coming up again, Meg has been hinting at wanting to spend them with her family. She mentioned that her parents would like to host us this time, but the thought of spending an extended period with them is not something I'm looking forward to. I don't want to be the reason Meg doesn't see her family, but I also don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm uncomfortable and resentful. I'm torn between wanting to support Meg and needing to stand up for myself. I'm not sure how to navigate this without causing a rift in our relationship. It feels like no matter what I choose, someone is going to be unhappy. Lucy is doing great now, but the tension between me, Meg, and her family is far from resolved. I'm at a loss for what to do next. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. Man, I feel you. Had a similar thing happen when my sister-in-law ignored my nut allergy and cooked with peanut oil. Ended up in the ER. It's not just about the dog, it's about respect. They crossed a line and you set a boundary. Stick to your guns. Comment 2. Hey, have you considered couples counselling? It could really help with communication and setting boundaries before the holidays hit. It's a neutral space to talk things out and maybe find a compromise that doesn't leave you feeling like you're betraying your own comfort. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.